story time on how my ex's best friend was literally trying to me in his own home. So an ex of mine used to have a bestie that was also his employee, so he like worked for him, and so he was always around us. He'd come to dinners, he'd come to birthday parties, he'd come to the club, he'd come on holidays. He was always around, and honestly I really got along with him. Like, he was a super nice guy and we had a lot of banter, whatever. Before anyone says anything to me, I definitely never gave him any hints. After a couple months of me dating this person, I started to feel like the friend was making little passes at me or would make little moves towards me, and I would be like, this is making me a little bit uncomfortable. I don't know if I'm reading into this or if this is really just a weird situation. So I raised it to some of my girls and they were like, just keep your eye on it and like see how it goes before you say anything, because obviously they work together and they're friends. It's like complicated now. But the icing on the cake was that one day, me, my sister, this ex of mine, and this ex's friend all come home to my ex's house. I think we're gonna have dinner and like watch a movie and hang out. For ease of the story, let's call the ex Jake and let's call the friend Mike. We walk in, Jake and my sister go ahead. Mike kind of grabs me like from behind like this and like grabs me like that, so that I'm kind of like locked into a position like this. And Jake and my sister have kind of gone around the corner, so they can't even see us. Now me and Mike are like in the entrance to the house, and there's this huge mirror, and Mike pulls out his phone and starts taking pictures of me and him in the mirror, and I'm like, whoa, this happened so quick, what the hell is going on? Look at him and I'm like, stop, oh my god, what are you doing? He was like, no, it's because I'm talking to this girl and she's really jealous that like I hang out with you. I want to send her a picture of us to like piss her off. Regardless of you being like my literal boyfriend's best friend and employee, this is so weird to do. Anyway, I'm like, okay, that's weird. I walk away. We go into the living room, we're all watching TV. Mike is lying on the couch to the left. I'm sat on the main couch with my boyfriend, who is sleeping on my lap, and then my sister is like sat to the side. My boyfriend falls asleep on my lap, and I'm still just like flabbergasted by even just what happened when we walked in. And then I hear Mike go, Jasmine, and I look over and he's like, come here. And he's lying down on the couch, and I was like, what? He's like, come here. And I said, no. And he was like, why? Come. He's like, no, come here, I want to cuddle. I want to cuddle, please, can we come and cuddle? I honestly was in shock. I was like, this is so crazy in and of itself, but you are literally in his home. Like, he's your boss and your friend, and you're in his home doing this. Like, I was just shocked. I couldn't believe the audacity. Like, genuinely, I was so shocked. Because at like what point did that ever even seem like that could ever be a thing? I don't even know. And I was so like obsessed with this man that I was dating. So like I just genuinely don't understand how the friend even got this idea. But that is the audacity that some men have, I suppose. And I said no. And he was like, why? Like moping. Whatever. I finished watching the movie. I'm dying for my boyfriend to wake up and for my sister to kind of like fully realize what's going on. And luckily, because she wasn't fully asleep, she did actually clock it. At some point, everyone wakes up. Mike then leaves. We say goodbye. And then me, my boyfriend, and my sister are gonna have dinner together in the house. My boyfriend walks ahead of me and I grab Bella and I'm like, yo. And she's like, yo, I have to say something to him now, surely. And she's like, yeah, 100%, you need to tell him right now. We go into the dining room, we sit down, I tell him this story, and I also tell him all the other little weird things that I felt like the friend Mike was doing to me over the past couple of weeks. And Jake just freaked out. Like, literally was like, what? Like, thank God he believed me. You really never know. Like, they've been friends for such a long time and they work together. Like, he could have definitely, thought that I was trying to fabricate something or do something. We were not together for that long at this point. So you never really know when you're in a new relationship how someone's going to react to, negative information about their friend, let alone their employee. But thankfully, he's a very good guy and really believed me and instantly sorted out the whole situation, and that was that. I never saw the friend ever again, and neither did he. That was that finished. This person had so much to lose as well. Like, doing this, he was risking so much for it. I suppose sometimes men literally will put everything on the line, as we've seen so many successful men do. They will literally put everything on the line for, I don't even know, for one night. That was just such a weird situation. How is this happening? Like, how is my boyfriend asleep on my lap with his best friend literally less than a meter away, trying to get me to walk over and cuddle him in front of him? But yeah, that's a story time for you.
My first date ever was with a married couple, so I thought that would be a fun story time. I was 19, so this was 10 years ago. And at the time, all I had done was kiss a guy. I had just come to terms with the fact that I didn't like just men. I came out to my family and I downloaded Tinder to see what was out there. I was working at a popular beauty retailer. You can fill in the blank there. And one of my first matches was my coworker. I always thought that she was really cute, so I wanted to explore that. I also matched with this other guy who I had no idea was her husband. She messages me and she's like, oh, you matched with me and my husband on here. This is great news. I'm like, is it? And she's like, yeah, we would love to take you on a date. Up until this point, my dating life has been non-existent. I grew up in a like really weird childhood situation, so I didn't have time to date. So I'm thinking, I'm like, yeah, why not? Let's try it out for the plot, for the story at least. She says, cool, my husband will pick you up. The day of the date comes. I'm all dressed up, I'm looking cute, and her husband comes to pick me up. I've never met him, okay? I get in the car, he's as cute as his photos, everything's going well, we're having good conversation. He takes me to a restaurant. I'm expecting that my coworker's gonna be there, and he's like, oh, she's working right now, she's gonna join us after. At this time, I was vegan, so I just ordered a big vegetable plate. It was great. We were having really good conversation, and then he says, let's go pick up so-and-so from work. We get in the car, and we start driving, and we drive right past the beauty retailer that I work at. I'm confused. I thought we were picking her up. He says we are. She's at her other job today. We pull up at a strip club. I'm shaking in my little boots, okay? I've never been to a strip. I'm 19 and a verge, okay? I've never done this. He says, you want to go in? I say, sure, we're already here. Might as well. Little did I know, I could only get in because I was 19 because they didn't serve alcohol. When they don't serve alcohol, that means it's full on, if you know what I mean. There's no clothing. So I walk in to I'm hit in the face with ass, and I'm stunned. We sit at the stage, and she comes out, and she's full on, you know what I mean? This is my coworker. I see her every day. I haven't even said hi to her tonight, and she comes up to me in front of me on the stage, and full on splits right in front of me. I'm looking down, I'm like, oh, thank you. Her husband gives me a stack of ones, and I don't want to be disrespectful. So I'm gently like placing them on her stomach. And then it's finally over. I'm like, thank God. He says, we should go back to our place. So-and-so has to finish her shift here, but she'll meet us after. At this point, I'm like, what have I gotten myself into? What is this right now? We go back to their place, and I'm like, do you have any video games I can play? So I start playing Call of Duty. He's on one couch. I'm on the other couch. And he says, I really want to kiss you right now. And I say, is that okay with your wife? And he says, I don't know. Let me text her and ask. Oh, I gotta go. I gotta leave. I gotta go. I get so nervous. And my stomach is rumbling, bro, because of those goddamn veggies that I ate earlier. I start straight up nervous bubble guts farting. Like, I can't stop. I'm trying to cough over it. It's not working. I'm like, I gotta go home. I gotta go home. I know he's hearing me fart, right? Like, I cannot conceal it. My bubble guts stop in the car, thank goodness. We're driving home. It's like complete silence. We pull up to my house and he says, I still want to kiss you. And my wife says, it's okay. I look to him and I say, no. And I get out of the car and I never speak to her again. I still worked at the beauty retailer, but I never spoke to her again.
Story time about how I almost got kidnapped by my Uber driver. Taking an Uber to my job because I did not have a car at the time. I get in the car, it's fine. He doesn't really greet me, but I don't really care about that. And then he's just on the phone speaking in like another language. For me, it sounded like Russian, but I don't speak Russian, so I don't know if it was Russian. But he's on the phone for like a good 5 minutes, and my job is like 15 minutes away. He takes a wrong turn. And I noticed it, and I didn't say anything about it because it looked like he knew he was taking a wrong turn. And he turns around, and he's like, hey, my GPS isn't working. Can I use your phone for GPS? I'm not gonna give him my phone for GPS because he could throw my fucking shit out the window and then take me to God knows where, and that would be the end of me. Literally, like, on the side of the road, but I felt safer on the side of the road than in that fucking car. I was like, you could just drop me off right here, and I could just call another Uber, it's fine. And then he was like, oh, no, it's okay. So he, like, immediately, like, as soon as I said, like, I'm gonna leave, I'm gonna call another Uber, he was like, no, it's okay, whatever, it's working now. So then he does, like, a huge U-turn, keeps, like, driving on the way to my work. So I just left it. So actually, the rest of the ride was perfectly fine. He didn't make any more mistakes. I think that phone thing was to see if I was going to give up my phone, but I didn't, so that was fine. I'm about to get out. Like, I'm, like, collecting my bag and collecting everything. He turns around, like, his full body. Like, he unbuckles his seatbelt, turns fully around. I'm in the back seat, like diagonal from him, and he's like, I love you in that dress. He was like, I bet all the guys go crazy over you, huh? And I'm like, I literally just walk out. Like, I run into my work. Like, I genuinely, thankfully, Uber has a women-only thing now that you can choose, so that's great. They did take a while to add that feature, but better late than never, I guess.
Hi, my name is Kai Arthur, and I just wanted to come on this app and share a bit of my story. I've seen a lot of people on here sharing their story, and just seeing the awareness that they spread, the confidence that they give others to start speaking about their story, and I want to do that. I want to use my platform for that same awareness and that same space for victims of sexual assault. I'm a survivor of CSA, which is child assault or abuse, and it was done to me by my biological father starting at the age of 5 and ending at around 11, I'd say. CSA is extremely common, and especially within family, and that is my main reason I guess I want to come on here and share my story. So yeah. So I just want to start off by saying my father attempted to rape me twice, and he sexually assaulted me on a numerous amount of different occasions, and based off the CP evidence of me that he took of me, he's in them, I believe that I was drugged, and more stuff may have occurred, and I just don't know, because the CP is very telling, and from what I've seen it, I've seen one of them, there's no way I would have stayed asleep. I'll just leave it at that. There's just no way. I didn't come out about my abuse until I was about 13 to my mom, and even then, I did not want to go to the cops. I was so scared. Like, for some reason, I was blaming myself. I was super scared about what happened to my father for some reason. I honestly think I had I honestly think I had a bit of Stockholm syndrome, and I can talk about that in another video, but I was just so... The thought of him being my father was so engraved in my head that I didn't want to let that go, even though the abuse had stopped at 11. And it was just something I had to battle for a really long time, and I had to open my eyes and really see that this was not okay. Like, me being around my father and like acting like nothing happened was not okay. And then I eventually told my mom at 13. Also, for the record, my mom and dad were divorced since I was a baby, so the only time I would go to his house was on the weekends for custody visits, and I primarily lived with my mom, so she wasn't around 24/7 or at all when I was around him, because I would go over there for custody visits, so she had no idea that this was going on. I begged and begged and begged my mom for hours not to go to the cops, and finally she said she will respect my wishes, but obviously I'm not ever going back there. And I guess my main reasoning for not wanting to go to the cops so young was because I was just scared. I was genuinely scared of what could happen to him. I was still going through a little bit of that Stockholm because he was my dad. I didn't want to take away my dad. Like, you know, me saying it now sounds absolutely batshit crazy, but this is real stuff that people go through, and I want you to know if you're experiencing this or have ever experienced this is a safe place for you, and just know that you're not being judged, and I understand you. I understand. I remember being 18 and being upset and just texting my father and just being like, why did you do this to me? And he didn't respond till the next day, and I didn't even see it because I put it on Do Not Disturb because don't want that notification ruining my day, but I was literally up all night crying, and like I just had the impulse to text him, so I did. So he responded by saying, I know it doesn't matter what I say, nothing will be able to make it any better. I am truly sorry for those horrible things I did, and for the reason why, it's because I wasn't thinking clearly and I was battling demons at that time in my life. So that was my dad's explanation for sexually assaulting me while I was 5 to 11, because he was fighting demons. You know, normal. No, it's not fucking normal. Anyways, Fast forward, I finally decide I want to come out to the cops. I'm ready to share my story. I'm ready to see him go away. Like, I'm finally mentally ready to go through this process. So I go, I file the report, all of that, finally get an investigator on the case. Where's evidence? This is the first roadblock we encounter. For most victims that have been through SA, it's hard to get justice for that very reason, because proof is so hard to come by, and it's just a he said, she said. Then I remembered I have a message on my phone. I opened my phone. It's not fucking there. I deleted it like a dumbass. 2 days go by. I remember that Macs save everything unless you delete it yourself. So another reminder, if you think you have evidence that you deleted off your phone, go check your fucking Mac. Go check it. Or your iPad. I don't know if iPads do the fucking same thing, but the first thing that came to my mind was a Mac, so go check it. Based off that text alone, they were able to go arrest him. They arrested him, and the cops asked him. They were like, "Did you sexually assault your daughter?" He kept going back and forth. "Oh, no, I don't know, no." And then they asked him again, like, more aggressively, and he was like, "Well, I guess if she's saying so, then I did it, I guess." And so, yeah, they took him in with that lovely confession. Fast forward present day. He has 16 indictments. A lot of them, ladies and gentlemen, and I will read to you all the counts. So like I said, he has 16 indictments, and 8 of those are me, and the rest are CP, other victims, and there are way more charges that he could have had, but I guess there's something called charge fatigue, where after a certain amount of charges, they can't get any more. I don't think that's fair, because let alone of me, there were over 20 CP images and videos of me, minus what he had did to me physically. But whatever. Out of all the charges, he only has 3 physical abuse charges against him, and the rest are a bunch of CP of me and other children. So yes, that's where we are today. So I just went to his indictment a couple days ago, so now we're just waiting on to see if he takes the plea deal or not. And his plea is 25 years minimum, and if he does not take the plea deal, he's looking at 2 life sentences and dragging my whole fucking family down a 2-year-long trial. Yeah. But I will definitely do a more in-depth story, questions, whatever it may be, because like I said, I just want to use this platform to share my story and to spread awareness and make that safe space for other victims so that they have a place to go for education, questions, whatever it may be. Yeah, that's basically it. Thank you for listening to me. Bye. When I was 8 years old, I was sleeping in my bedroom at my father's house, and my father came into my bedroom, and I quickly pretended to fall asleep because I was playing on my iPad when I shouldn't have been. He then proceeded to climb into bed with me, and he started caressing my back all the way down to my bottom, and then he put his hand around to my midsection. I didn't know what to do. I was 8. I froze up. I kept pretending to sleep. He started to put his hands down my private area, and started to, you get where I'm going. He was then moaning in my ear, grunting in my ear, whatever you want to call it. He then, started grinding on my backside. He then pulled down my underwear and tried to rape me. And because I was a child, and because he was an adult male, it was not working like he wanted it to, and it was painful. But I was still trying to remain asleep because for some reason I felt like that would make me safe if I just pretended not to move. He then grabbed my hand, put it in between my legs, and pretended to have sex with me that way. So he was using my hand to masturbate, essentially. I couldn't tell you when it stopped that night. I don't remember going to bed. I don't remember what happened after. I'm honestly thinking it might be my brain's way of blocking it out, or I may have just fell asleep like that because he was there for so long. I don't know. But I remember the next morning going to eat breakfast. My stepmother was cooking breakfast. My baby sister was there. And I just remember my father having this menacing, like, grin, like, ear to ear. I can never get that out of my face. And he was the sweetest, most normalist guy ever the next morning. He let me do things I wasn't normally allowed to do. He let me have, like, snacks I wasn't normally allowed to have, which is called grooming, but at the time, I didn't realize that. I thought this was some kind of reward, and that's how abusers keep abusing. Abusers will manipulate victims either before or after said crime to make them think that what happened to them wasn't as bad as it was or wasn't bad at all. I'm currently going through court against him right now, and I am just waiting on him to either take a plea deal or not take a plea deal. So, yeah.
Hey y'all, this is a story time on how I found out I got cheated on my birthday yesterday. So first and foremost, I want to start with the fact that literally like all of these signs were there. He was very irritable over small stuff. Like he got mad at me for fries or like me wanting to take pictures and not posting that I was like wasting his time. Like he was literally getting mad at me over the smallest of things, but like never at any point was I like, oh, like cheating. Like no, I was just like, okay, like he's just in a rough place. No, he was cheating. So I go on my account that I use to like, you know, crop my photos just perfectly to post on my actual Instagram. I know it's extra, but yeah. And I see his account pop up, like his private account. He's one of those people that are like really loud about being private. And it's like, obviously not considering the fact he's doing all this, but I go on the account and it has 3 followers instead of the usual 1 follower that it has. And I'm like, who's this girl? Because I see a girl in there and it's her spam and her main account. So I'm like, who the heck is this? So immediately I text him. I'm like, who is Kim? Like there is no way that what I'm thinking is the correct answer. Like, sorry about the smoke alarm, but I'm like, there's no way what I'm thinking is the correct answer. And you don't have a job or any money and you're trying to have 2 girlfriends, so there's no way what I'm thinking is the correct answer. And so I call him. Your call has been forwarded to voicemail. Call him again. Your call has been forwarded to voicemail. I go on the account. He's removed her on both accounts, on his Instagram and his TikTok, and now the TikTok is public. And I'm like, you're being weird. If you would have done that, you probably would have got away with it. But I'm like, this is odd. So I call again after seeing that, and he's hello, like trying to act like he's asleep, which mind you, I didn't believe it because I literally just watched him remove this girl from her stuff. But like normally he sleeps until like the middle of the day anyway, so he's literally trying to fake like he's asleep. He's like, hello, and I'm like, who's Kim? I get straight to it, and he's like, she's just this girl that I'm cool with from TikTok. Like I've been cool with her for a while. It's nothing like that. No, we're just cool. There's nothing going on. And I'm like, I literally just watched you remove this girl's accounts after I asked you about it. This weird. And he's like, why does it feel like I'm being stalked right now? And so with him being like, why does it feel like I'm being stalked right now? I'm like, oh, like I'm kind of being a little crazy. Like, no, you're not being crazy. You got the nail on the head, baby, nail on the head. So then I'm telling my friend, I'm like, I have to text this girl. And she's like, Queen, wait, like, no, because I know I don't believe in like really reaching out to women over men, but I'm like, he is not going to tell me the truth. And she's like, you know what, Queen, like reach out. So I reach out. I literally jumped through hoops to get a hold of this girl because like I had to go find this account, then this account wasn't working out. I gotta go find this account. Like I was determined. So I reach out and I'm like, hey, like this is really awkward. I'm so sorry in advance about this. Like I really hate to do this. I'm reaching out respectfully, you know, all that jazz. And I'm like, are you talking to or involved with my ex by any chance? And she's like, hey, like may I, you know, understand like why you might be asking? Is there something I should know? And I'm like, you know, like there's nothing like you really should know. Like we've just been really on and off, and I'm just trying to reach out to see if like he's being transparent about the situation. And she's like, you know, like what exactly did he say about the situation? And I'm like, you know, like that y'all are just friends, like y'all made off TikTok and blah blah blah. She said he said we weren't really talking like that. Y'all, it's my birthday, mind you. As soon as she said, I was like what? This is insane. And I'm like, yeah, girl, he said that. Like, man, I asked how long has this been going on? And she's like, a little before Christmas. Now, mind you, this can't be the same Christmas he was begging me back during, talking about marriage and we can work it out and blah, 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 blah. Like that Christmas, the Christmas where he literally was like, oh, I'm going to go get you a gift. Like, I got to go get you a gift right now. That Christmas, And we had broken up like a little before then. And then like he literally begged for me back. So it's like, oh, like you did all of that while you were talking to this girl. Like you literally could have just like left us like broken up. Like there would have been no bad blood, none. And so in that moment, all I could say was like, oh wow. And then she's like, we share locations and everything, like, and she was like, oh, I reached out to him and showed him. Hold on.
I did ask him. He was like, yeah, we talked for like off and on for a year, and we made it clear that we couldn't do it anymore, and all this other shit. So I was like, something's not fucking added up.
Talked? Like, we had been together for over a year. Like, I was just with him and his kid last weekend. Like, talked? And like, at this point, we are broken up. I'm like, girl, like, it wasn't no talking. Like, we have literally been telling each other that we love each other for the past few days. Like, he wished me happy birthday last night. Like, I was at his house playing with his kid. Like, he's talking to me about marriage literally a few days after he started talking to you. Like, this is blowing me. And then she's telling me like how he's like, oh, like, you know, like when I get out of basic training, like me and you, like we're gonna go on trips, like we're gonna go on a trip at the end of the year and blah 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 blah. So I'm like, yeah, girl, like he's a really big future faker. Like he literally was telling me the same thing about the trips around the same time of the year. Like he's just really big on that. Like he's just a lot of talk, y'all. And I'm telling her like he's a big future faker. Like he's just been jobless and like laying around playing video games for like a year or so and talking about who he wishes he could be. But I'm like, girl, like it's never gonna happen. Like take it from me. It's not gonna happen. And so she's like, you know, like we've been sharing locations. Like he's been planning all these trips, all this stuff. And I'm like, wow. Like me and him don't even share locations anymore because we just kept getting into it over like little petty stupid stuff. And he's sharing locations with this girl he met like 3 weeks ago. And she's like, yeah, you know, like I really knew like he was just a big future faker like all around. And I asked him like, did y'all meet off TikTok? Because intuitively I knew something was off about that freaking account. Like he has so many girls on him. Like this is freaking weird. And like when I told him about it, he was like, okay, I'll clear it. He never cleared it. I always had like a fishy feeling about it. And I kept saying something. He kept making me feel like I was crazy. I wasn't crazy, clearly. And she's like, yeah, we met off the TikTok account. And I'm telling her, I'm like, girl, like nothing that he's telling you is real. Like please believe me. Like he doesn't even look how he looks in them pictures that he's posting anymore. Like nothing he's telling you is real. And I'm telling her like, yeah, like he don't look nothing like none of them pictures. That's why he's so adamant on like not FaceTiming you so you can see how he really looks. You know, like when people do like on their pictures like that. Like I was really shocked the first time. I'm not gonna get into that, but and she's like she just sent him like what I had said, and basically he blocked her and just stopped responding, stopped sharing locations, all of that jazz. And she just told me, girl, leave him alone. And I'm like, oh yeah, like I had been having doubts like for a long time, mainly because of like the whole like fatherhood thing. And she's like, oh yeah, like I was kind of side-eyeing that too, like just how great he would say he was versus like what I was actually seeing. Like yeah, the proof is always in the pudding. And so yeah, we're like, he definitely blocked both of us, knowing that like he's the one in the wrong, blah 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 blah, you know, like this is really messed up. And I'm just telling her like, you know, I'm really happy that I reached out to you, because I promise you, like I literally never would have known if I did not reach out to this person. Like my whole mindset on that has completely shifted, completely. So yeah, he's telling me one thing, telling her another, and she's like, you know, like he definitely like tried to play that off real hard. But yeah, after that, like we just thanked each other and we were like, you know, like I really appreciate you. I'm telling her I really appreciate you for like being so honest with me. Like I really needed this. And she's like, you know, like anytime, thank you for reaching out to me. And yeah, overall, I think my entire takeaway from this experience has just been to always like listen to my gut and know that I'm not just crazy and making stuff up all the time. Like I remember like going on like a full rant where I was like, you know, like you're not being the best partner, like you're not being a good man to me, like you just aren't doing it. And he's like, oh, you always try to paint me out as being the bad guy. He was in fact being the bad guy. And it's just like little stuff that like I noticed in the beginning, like it literally like all of that just kind of like came together right here. And it's literally so insane, because it's like throughout the whole thing I just kept telling myself, you know, like it's okay, like maybe you're just overreacting to it. I was not overreacting. He was just making me feel like I was freaking crazy, and the whole time I was right. But yeah, my advice is, if he is not happy with where he is in life, baby, please leave him alone, because he is going to hate you. He's going to hate everything about him in that moment. Like, just leave him be. Like, yes, leave him at their worst. Can't confirm. But yeah, I did not get an apology over this, probably never will, which that's fine. I did say some really nasty things to him that I am very proud of, And I've never heard myself talk like that. And it's just like every time I reread it, I just start smiling. So I'm like, oh, like this is you like owning up like the fact that you were not crazy. Like he literally was trying to make it seem like you were crazy. Like, look at you go. But yeah, that's the story time on how I found out I got cheated on my birthday. And this is really long. So yeah, I just wanted to make a story time because it's like, if I can help somebody out in any slightest way, like if this is anybody's sign, like please just go for it. Like always listen to your intuition, like that gut feeling. You are not crazy. And constantly having to ask for signs is a sign. And I know that every time I asked for a sign, I literally got the answer, and I still just kept, you know. But yeah, lesson learned.
Listen to me when I say this. Do not have kids if you don't know the possibilities of your chance, the possibility and risk of your kids having Down syndrome, autism, being on the spectrum, cerebral palsy, you know, all the above. Do not have kids. So from time to time, I let my son come in here and play with his toys. He was way too quiet. Like, bro, this is the type of shit you gotta deal with. Water on the floor. He put the cashews and water in a blender and poured it on a plate and missed the plate. I'm tired. Every day is something. And then on top of that, me not having help from nobody, having no support system, nobody. He's with me 24/7. If you don't have no support system, if nobody's willing to get your kids and keep them a couple days so you can accomplish stuff, do stuff, get a peace of mind, even for a couple hours, don't have no kids. You know, every day I tell myself, like, this is just too much for me. And then I question myself. And then I just be feeling like you don't even deserve. Oh. It's just not fair. It's just not fair. I was talking to his dad and I asked him, I said, name one thing it is that you want to do that you can't do because you have kids. And he just sat there quiet and looking at me and couldn't say nothing. He told me we'll finish the conversation when I make it home. Do y'all think we got on the phone and talked about it? Or said one word about it? No. Like, I try to give him freedom to play in the living room. We already live in a 1-bedroom. I try to, you can see how big my house is. Literally the hallway room, living room. Like, I try to give him the freedom to at least play in his bounce house and play with his toys, but I can't even do that. I can't even do that. I ain't had my eyes off of him for long. He kept running back and forth from the room to in the living room. Sometimes I really feel like God put too much on me that I can't handle it. I can't handle this. I just can't do it no more. I can't. And if he has somebody that would get him, so I can at least mentally get myself together and take care of stuff I need. He got kicked out of another daycare. He with me. He been with me for 3 weeks. I can't even work. I can't even attempt, and then if I do, he gotta be with me and be in danger. Go get on the potty if you boo-boo. Like, we've been working on stuff, potty training. He's potty trained. He's 2, he fully potty trained. But I'm going through a lot, and it just don't make it no better. I be wanting to give up everything. And it's just not fair to him at all. It's not fair to me. Like, I don't know what to do. Imagine having a child on the spectrum that talk real well, potty trained, can't control his emotions and have tantrums. Imagine him not being able to stay in daycares and he keep getting kicked out. because of these tantrums, and because they're scared that one day he's gonna end up hurting himself, which he has already done. He had a knot on his head that at the last daycare that I was never informed of. But imagine you deciding to lay down on your back, or probably lay on your stomach, and you have a child, and you gotta deal with the consequences of not being able to work, not being able to live a regular life with your child and be happy or financially free because he keep holding you back. Like, I honestly can't believe this is my life. I honestly can't believe this is my life. I honestly can't believe this is my life. I just can't. I just can't. Like, I never ever wanted this to be my life.
Hey, if you're new to this page, I exposed my dad for being a pedophile on this page, and it was one of the first videos that ever blew up of mine, and now I'm here to talk about my mother. My mom is a pedo enabler. It's no coincidence that she has married and got with, well, not married because she's only been married once. She married my pedophile father. Then after my pedophile father, she found another pedophile husband, or I guess you could say predator, because he never went after us as kids. And then after that, she found another pedophile husband. And let's say allegedly, because I called CPS and nothing was done about it. So he's a free man. I have had problems with my mom for a long time. And if it wasn't because of my sisters and my other family members, I would have cut her off since I was literally a kid. Like, when I turned 18, I moved out of the house and I never went back. A thing that really bothers me about my siblings is, like, all of them know that, like, she protected my father. After he molested me and he raped my sisters, she blamed my sisters for being raped. She blamed my sister, and I wish I could say her name, but she blamed one of my sisters for, quote unquote, flirting with my dad. She was like a child, like 11, 12 years old, and my mom tells a story about how my sister went up to my dad and, like, played with his earring and gave him a compliment, and that she said from that moment on she knew that they were together, they were fucking or whatever. So crazy, I know, but this is what she would tell me when I was 12, 13 years old. And so she would demonize my sister and make it seem like my sister wanted her ex-husband, which was my father, and that she wanted her current husband, which is my old stepdad. She would talk so much about her to the point where I truly believed my sister was a bad person. I really did. My sister would go out to the clubs all the time, and I would always kind of judge her for that because my mom would judge her for that. And it wasn't until I got older that my mom kind of started treating me the same way she treated my sister, that I started to realize that, like, my mom does this to anybody who contradicts her or challenges her. She ruins your reputation, she talks bad about you, and she makes you the demon of the story. When I finally decided to move past what happened to my sister, because it had happened to me too, and I dealt with it a different way, and I forgave her and I didn't judge her for what she went through. But my mom didn't like that I became close with her, and my mom started treating me the same way. When she started treating me the same way, it made me realize that, you know, my sister was kind of innocent in all of this, but I was still under my mom's, I was still drinking the Kool-Aid, I guess you could say. And I was babysitting for my sister, and I went through her phone and I found messages with her and my dad. And I won't say too much out of respect for my sister, but they were pretty damning. And so my mom made sure to get us to go to her job, to confront her. We were giving her a ride to work. My mom picked her up. The ride there was completely silent. When we get there to my sister's job, she decides to get me to confront her. Mind you, my mom orchestrated this whole thing. We could have confronted her at the house. We did not need to take her to her job to confront her. So my mom took her to her job. We confronted her there, and then my sister lost her job. The job that she had was being a paralegal, like, assistant. She had no degree to have this job. Her boss just gave it to her, I guess. And her boss was an extreme drug addict. He was an extreme meth addict. And he started giving my sister drugs, and my sister became a really bad drug addict. When my sister became a really bad drug addict, my mom did everything in her power to not help her, not support her. And honestly, my mom didn't help or support me either. After my sister lost my job, my sister kind of went off the deep end. She got really into drugs. And she was really low on money to the point where she started stealing money from me. My mom during this time period was nowhere to be found. My mom had been kicked out because she had cheated on my stepdad on Facebook or something, and he found out, which is ironic because he had been cheating on her forever, but whatever. And when he found out, he kicked her out, and I left with my mom. I leave with my mom, and we're sleeping on some store like 10 minutes away from the house because she owned a little store there at the time. And she tells me, I have a place to stay. Do you? Like, basically telling me, like, I'm gonna go. You good here? And I was like, I'm fine. I'll stay here. Whatever. Moving on. I ended up moving back to my stepdad's house with my sisters because they all stayed there. And my sister was really bad on drugs, and apparently she started having a relationship with my stepdad. My mom found out about this. Obviously, she felt extremely betrayed, but in her mind, it had confirmed that my sister stole her husband when she was 14, and she's stealing them again now. Like, this is my sister's behavior, not her husband's, okay? I remember I moved out. I met my boyfriend, and I had moved out, and I knew that there was a lot of crazy stuff going on at home. That's the majority of the reason why I moved out. My sister would text me saying, oh, he's beating me up. He's been beating me up really bad lately. All this stuff. And he used to beat up my mom really bad too. I call my mom because I'm freaking out. I don't know what to do about it. I don't have a close relationship with my mom, but I called her anyway. She tells me, and I'll mimic her voice because it bothers me to this day, there's nothing I can do about that. That's his wife now. There's nothing I can do about that. About her 18-year-old daughter. My dad, like I said, my dad molested me. My dad raped my sisters when they were 5 and 6 years old. And my mom stayed with him for an extra year to get proof. When she found out he molested me after the 6th grade, she didn't even cry. I'll remember she didn't even cry, and I asked her, like, what do you think? Like, because I was scared. I was scared when I told her. And she said, I'm not even shocked. I can't even cry. Mind you, she let me stay around him after he raped my sisters. Like, of course you're not shocked. You knew it would happen. And after this, she would be in the parking lot. We'd be waiting for my other sister to get off work, and she would be in the parking lot crying, saying how much she loved my dad and how he was the love of her life, and she feels sorry for him. And then in other separate occasions, she would say, oh, I feel so sorry for pedophiles. I know. They can't get help. If they want to get help, they get arrested. So what can they do? They don't get any help. I'm like, what pedophiles have you been talking to lately that told you that? Because it's not true anyway. My mom has said weird things like about Ted Bundy. She says that he might have been framed. I don't know, because she watched the fucking show and I guess she thinks she knows everything. And the most recent thing, I can't even say it because I'm protecting my siblings' identity, but her most recent husband is a gay man. There's nothing wrong with being gay. If you look at my page, I am LGBT myself. He is a gay man he straight up told her that he was going to marry her because his mom doesn't want him to be gay and wants him to marry a woman. So he was going to marry her so she could get her papers because she doesn't have papers. And then she wanted everybody to forget about it. She told everybody about that. And then she wanted everybody to forget about it. And so she started telling everybody that he was actually bisexual and that he had said he was actually in love with her. And again, I'm bisexual. I don't care. But now she's saying that they're in love, whatever. And now her husband has been kind of portrayed in a light that makes it seem like he also is a pedo. And since the first two were pedos, I'm sorry, buddy, but you just get grouped in with the rest of them. That lady enables pedos. She marries pedos. So if you don't want to be considered a pedo, maybe stay away from that lady. I don't know. And recently, the reason why I made this video, I know it's crazy, but I made this video because my sister and a lot of my family members have it in their mind that I'm mad at her for no reason. That I'm just bitter. That I started wilding out. Mind you, I didn't even start smoking weed till 17. That I'm just wilding out. That I'm just mad for no reason. And if you look at me, I'm at peace with this. I've been at peace with this for a long time. It angers me Not that she's living a happy life or that everybody's in her life. No, it angers me that I'm not allowed to live mine because you guys think that I'm lacking something, that I need her. I don't need her. I need peace from that woman. I need peace from everything she's done. I need peace from the people she's created. You guys, the ones who defend her, the ones who want me to be in her life. I need peace from that. So if you see this, and I know you will, leave me the fuck alone. And understand, get it through your thick skull that I gave you so many opportunities to apologize, and you said, I'm sorry you feel that way, like you are HR. Please leave me alone. Please. Like, literally, that's all I ask for. Thank you.
I just always get this way after I'm done brushing my tongue. I don't cry. Hey besties, it's Saturday. You know what that means. Get ready time. And enjoy the story time on how I caught my ex cheating on me with older women. Basically, I was dating this guy and we were dating for about maybe a year and some change, I think. I never went through his phone and he never went through my phone. That should have been like red flag number 1, but I in no shape or form, no way or form, whatever the hell, blame myself for anything that happened, because girl, a guy's gonna be a guy and a guy's gonna do what a guy does, and that's not my fault. Anyways, so one day we are outside his house hanging out with his mom and his little sister, just enjoying the sun, when all of a sudden I hear this weird agitating. He goes to show me a TikTok, and I don't know why. Again, I've never grabbed his phone or anything, and I just like snatched his phone. So I never was gonna go through that phone. Like, I just grabbed it just to see the TikTok a little closer. Girl, I'm blind, you know. I didn't think it was gonna be too much, but his face instantly dropped. Like, dropped down to his booty hole. And I was like, okay. And I gave that phone right back. I didn't even want to go through that. He got so agitated. Instantly, I knew. Like, I just knew. If you're a girl, you just know. Like, you just know. Like, if you act like you don't know, you're just being delulu. But, yep, instantly I knew. I give that phone back. Soon as his mom went inside, I was like, take my ass home right now. Like, I want to go home. Maybe it's a trauma of my dad cheating on my mom and my mom, you know, being her all her life or whatever. But any little sign of cheating, I'm out of there. Out of there. He didn't drop me off home. Got upstairs, blocked his ass, and then he came and knocked on my door, was banging on my door for me to come out. Don't give a fuck. He was begging for me back, and then I eventually opened up to my sister and I told her what had happened, and she was just like, oh, like, there was something on that phone. Did you go through it? And I was like, no, I didn't go through it. Instantly, she was like, are you stupid? Why would you not go through that phone? Like, now you're just gonna have the what if. And I was just like, Anyways, at this point, my sister put the curiosity in me, and I was like, she's so bright. Like, what if I never find out? Anyway, so one morning, I replied to him, and I'm like, yeah, you know what? You're right. Maybe I overreacted. Also, he tried telling me, like, oh my god, I got so mad because my mom was there and she seen you being toxic and da-da-da-da-da. BS. Mind you, he has a little brother whose girlfriend goes through that phone in front of his mom and his dad. Like, you're not gonna sit up here and play that card with me. I made up my mind that the next day I was gonna pull up on him without him knowing that I was going, so I can go through his phone without him clearing or getting ready for me. So the night comes around where I'm going to fulfill my plan. My sister taught me how to put my location on my iPad. That way I can head out and wait for him at his house when he gets home from work without him knowing. I had also sneakily been telling him that I was going to go to sleep. I told him I was super tired and I was calling it a night early. Since we had just had this whole situation happen, he kind of knew that I was still upset. Yeah, I changed my location to my iPad and I drove straight to his house because I seen that he was on his way home from work. Also, I just want to be very clear that I knew right away that whether I found something or didn't find nothing, I wasn't going to go back to him. Like, whatever you had, you might have erased. Whatever I don't find was there at one point. So yeah, I only did this so I could figure out what exactly it was and because I wanted to know. And when I got to his house, I hid in like a little cut. There was like another little neighborhood. I hid right there. And I just remember my stomach hurting so much. I remember telling my sister, like, maybe I should go home. Like, maybe I shouldn't do this. And just break up with him and leave it at that. And she was like, no, girl, you need to see. My sister being toxic. I was like, fine, fine, fine. Anyways, guys, he was pulling up and I drove up right behind him, parked the car, turned it off so quick, and went to his window. I was like, oh my gosh, like, you're home. Like, I'm so excited to see you. I'm all like, surprise. Like, and then obviously he's like, oh my God, like, well, I thought you were sleeping already. I didn't know you were coming. I was like, yeah, you know, I wanted to surprise you. As soon as, like, I seen him, the behavior already started. Like, he's the type to get home, park his car, and run upstairs. No, sis. This time, he was taking forever to get off. Like, he was looking for random pieces of trash. Just doing the most. And the whole way up to his room, I was literally right in his butt crack. Like, I could smell that shit damn near. And when we get to his room, you guys, he walked in first, so I'm behind him. So my back is to the door. And I remember just looking at him and being like, let me see your phone. And he's all like, okay, you can see it, but I'm gonna go shower first. I'm gonna go shower first. And I was like, let me see your phone and then you can go shower. And he's like, I'm gonna go shower first. I'm gonna go shower first. And he's like trying to open the door from behind me. And that's all I had to know. Like, instantly, right then and there, he was cheating. Instantly. He ends up leaving in the room, and I just remember being there like, what the fuck? Like, did this bitch really just do that? I go to open the door to leave. He's standing there like, I'm bringing you my phone so you can go through it. Bitch, you already probably deleted that shit. Anyway, I was like fighting with him, tussling. Not really fighting with him, but I was just like tussling him to move out the way so I can leave. And what's so funny, guys, is that he literally unlocks his phone to like prove that there was nothing there. The first thing that was there was like the Gmail notification that he had archived a message. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about, but I put like a little screenshot. He's all like, it's not what it looks like. It's not what it looks like. Eventually go through that phone, and like I expected, there wasn't nothing there. Anyways, I eventually went through his apps. The only reason I went through the apps was because I didn't find anything, and I was like, maybe he has like an incognito app or something. I go through his apps. All the apps were meet mature woman, meet older woman, cougar apps, casual meeting apps he had downloaded that day. I skirted off as he still was holding onto the door, and he was like, are you really over with me? I'm like, he tried later telling me that he was on his hustler shit. You were on your bum shit. What the fuck? But yeah, besties, that was a story time. So this is your sign to go through those motherfucking apps. This is your sign to not date anyone who has a bum brain, because a bum is a bum regardless what he gets or where he goes. But yeah, besties, I'm off to finish getting ready. Mwah.
Yeah, double homicide.
Bitch.
I'm sorry.
Okay, so I just got home from work and I had a very weird experience tonight with this random lady, and I just thought like I'd come on here and tell y'all about it. So I don't really talk about my personal business on here, but I am in nursing school, and on the weekends I am a waitress in the hospitality business. So there's that. So I was taking care of this big party. It was like maybe 10 to 15 people. Ladies and men. Some of them were couples. Like, it was just a big group of people, right? So they had ordered these towers, and I was bringing the towers, and I was bringing cups, and I was making the drinks for them and stuff like that. And I noticed one of the ladies who came in the party like later than the rest of the people, she was just sitting there staring at me. Like, she was just staring. But I didn't take it any type of way, because it's just like, she could have been staring at me for multiple reasons that could be good versus negative. So I wasn't trying to think negatively about it, but I did notice that she was staring at me, right? Cool. So as their party started growing, they started running out of space at their table. So one of the ladies at the table asked if I could find a chair to add to their table. I was like, yeah, I got you. Like, I'll go find a chair, da-da-da. We had different type of chairs, so I was trying to ask her if she wanted the tall chair or the short chair. But since the party was so big and the table was in the corner, the lady who was asking was like really far in the table, and the music was loud, so I couldn't really get the message to her. But someone who was closer to her and someone that I had access to speaking to was the lady who was staring at me, right? Cool. So I tried to get the lady's attention, and I'm like, hey, can you ask her if this is the type of chair that she wants for the table? I have the chair right here, and I just want to make sure this is the type of chair that they wanted, right? So I'm looking at the lady, and I'm like, hey, can you ask her if this is the type of chair? Mind you, the music's loud, so I'm mouthing it. Like, I'm not really saying it to where she can hear, but I'm like, hey, like, this is the chair. Like, I'm doing that. And she's looking right at me, and she's not saying nothing. Like, literally looking at me like this. And I'm like, Okay, maybe she just can't hear me because the music's too loud. So I'm just trying again. And I'm like, hey, like, do you need this shit? And I'm being more dramatic because it's like, maybe you just can't hear me or see me and I'm just being delusional. So I do it again and she's looking directly at me, not saying anything. I do it a third time. Again, she hasn't budged. She's still standing there looking at me. And I'm like, why is this lady looking directly at me and ignoring me? Like, did I do something to this lady? So cool. Once I realized that she was not going to respond, I asked somebody else at the table. I was like, hey, can you ask the lady over there if this is the type of chair she wants? Cool. She said, yeah, I brought the chair. I sat it there. Cool. So I made my rounds and then I came back to that same table and I asked everybody, like, is everybody good? Do y'all need anything? I have a lot of personality. So I'm laughing, I'm smiling, like I'm, you know, taking care of my table, having good energy, positive vibes, like, and she's still staring, like, everywhere I'm walking, she just, and I'm just like, bro, what's up with this lady? Like, so I asked everybody at the table, I'm like, do y'all good? Y'all need anything? Everybody like, we good, we don't need nothing. So the lady who was staring at me, there was a dude sitting next to her. And he ended up saying like, hey, I need something, can you bring me a Coke? I was like, cool. I go get the Coke, I come back to the table, I give the man the Coke. The man gives the Coke to the lady. Mind you, I just asked everybody, including her, if they needed anything. So you didn't want to ask me for the Coke. You asked the man to ask me for the Coke and got the Coke through the man, as if you didn't want to speak to me or interact with me. Mind you, the lady has been sitting at the table like this the whole time. Everybody talking, laughing, she don't. I don't know. It's just really weird. So then they start moving around the restaurant, going outside, inside. So I close everybody's tabs out because I'm just like, it's too many of y'all moving around, y'all not sitting at the table. I don't want to have to worry about a walk tab or anything like that. So I'll just close y'all. And then if y'all want to order more things, you can do pay as you go. So I get to the lady, the dude that she was with, I went outside or something. So I went to the lady. I was like, hey, do you want to pay for this Coke? Mind you, I wanted to ask her to pay for the Coke because I wanted to see how she was going to interact with me because she's been avoiding interaction with me the whole time. So when the dude walked away and I was closing out the checks, I took this as an opportunity to test her temperature and see like what's wrong with her, right? So I'm like, hey, I'm closing out everybody's tab. I know you had the Coke. And I was also trying to let her know, like, I know that the Coke was for you and you didn't order it with me, but I know you had the Coke. So I'm going to charge you for the Coke, right? So the Coke was $3.85 to be exact. She opened up her, she was like, okay. She opened up her purse. She looked in 1 second. She literally closed it so fast. She was like, I'm gonna wait for him to come back. And I was like, okay, whatever. So they ended up ordering another tower, and the tower was supposed to be on the tab with the guy that was sitting next to the girl with the stanky attitude, right? So cool. I bring the tower and I bring him the tab with the Coke on it. At this point, I'm not even about to say nothing else to this girl. I'll just go ahead and bring the tab to the guy, right? And not for the tower. I didn't bring the tower yet. I just rang it up and I was going to charge them and then I was going to bring the tower afterward, right? So I show him what the total is and he pulls out a stack of money to like count to pay for the tab. She snatches the money out of his hand and she counts it herself and gives me like, she doesn't give me the money, but gives the money back to him that she counted out to give to me. So since she was acting weird, I was like, let me just count this money right here. So I put down everything I had in my hand and I counted out the money right there. The tab was like $58 and some change. And she gave me the money in all fives. So she gave me exactly $55. And I don't know why I had a feeling. I knew it was going to be something like, you shorted me. You didn't give me enough. I don't care if it's $1, $2, $3 short. I'm not paying it, so you need to pay the full tab. So I counted 55. I counted it 4 times. And the reason why I did that is because this lady already been acting funny with me. I didn't want her to try to say I was lying. I was da-da-da. That's why I counted the money at the table right before I even left. I counted it 4 times in front of her face because I wanted her to know that it was wrong and that she couldn't make up no stories about it not being wrong, right? So yeah, I was like, this is short. Like, mind you, I'm still being nice. I'm still having good energy. I'm not moving weird, nothing. Like, I'm still being myself. I'm just not the type of person to let other people's actions control who I am. I maintain my composure at all times. especially when I know that whatever you're dealing with is probably internally. It probably don't have nothing to do with me. So I'm not going to react, you know? So yeah, it was short a couple dollars, and at this point I stopped talking to her, like, because I don't even want to deal with you. I tell the guy, I'm like, hey, it's short. Can you give me like another $5 or whatever? And he was like, you sure? And I was like, yeah. He gives me another $5. Boom. I walk away. I close the tab out, right? Cool. I take the tower and I bring the tower to the table. I've been pouring the drinks all night from the tower and handing them out to everybody. That's what I like to do. As a waitress, I like to give you an experience and I like to serve you. Like, you know, because that's my money, that's my tips. So I'm pouring the drinks and I'm putting them on the table with intent to hand them out to everybody. Mind you, I'm a waitress. I do this. I already know that y'all paid for the tower. So the first people that I'm going to hand drinks to are going to be you two. Because you're with the dude and the dude paid for the tower. It's etiquette to hand to y'all first. Like, I do this. Like, I know what to do. I barely finished pouring it. And I set it on the table. And she just starts snatching the drink. Like, she took it and she snatched it. And I was like, okay, I poured another one. And then I gave it. I didn't even give it to her. I just pushed it that way. I put it on the table and I pushed it. Because at this point, like, I'm getting aggravated. And I'm just trying to figure out, like, what did I do to this lady for her to be acting? I don't know. And I don't like to be the type of person to be like, oh, I'm so pretty, I'm so pretty. I would say and consider myself conventionally pretty. Like, I would say that about myself. So I don't know if she was just, like, jealous or I don't know what it was, but it was just so weird. I feel like that was, like, I don't have a lot of experiences with women like that because I'm such, like, I'm so nice to people that it's almost hard for you to even be mean to me because I'm going to be overly nice to you to the point to where you would literally feel dumb to be mean to me. And even when I was being nice the whole time, she was still, from ignoring me, trying to short me on the tab, like staring at me, acting like she can't see me, ordering through the dude. I don't know what that was about, but it was just so weird. And I really feel like that was an experience of someone who was just ugly and angry on the inside and just have no choice but to project negative energy. Like, I don't know. Like, it was just so weird.